Hello and welcome to another view from the cab, and today it's another driving vlog on the move today. And today what I want to talk about is the weather. I know a British person talking about the weather. Who's ever heard of that? And specifically what I want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it's actually raining or it's actually this or that. What I want to talk about the weather regarding is the weather predictions, the weather forecast. Have you ever heard anything like it in your entire life, really? You know, they come out with these predictions and there's a lot of maybes and coulds and this sort of thing. You know, well, it may be raining tomorrow, and it could rain and it could snow. Snow has been the topic of conversation this week in this part of the world, in the UK. You know, apparently the Britain is to be lashed by horrible snow, and a snow bomb is set to be dropped upon us, because they do like to come up with these sexy names for things. The end of last year, I remember having a moan about radiation fog, which is nothing like you might get if you lived in Chernobyl. It's not that kind of radiation. It's totally different, nothing to do with radiation or dangerous isotopes or any of that. It's just another sexy name that they've dreamt up to try and glam up the weather a bit, try and sex up the weather forecast, just so that, you know, people are interested. And they come out with these snow bomb. That's what it is this time. It's a snow bomb, not just a band of weather that's moving in from wherever, the North Atlantic, or I don't care, whatever it is, wherever it's come from. It's got to have a sexy title. You go back and you think up this report, you rethink it. If you don't have a glamorous title for me, you know. But there's, you know, they come out with these bold statements about what the weather's going to be and what it's going to do, and it's all, well, there could be a band of low pressure or whatever, and it could possibly, maybe, bring some snow and other unpleasant weather with it. Maybe, possibly, kind of. It's all just guesswork, isn't it? It's all just, you know, throw the cards in the air and see where they land. It's all, I don't know how they get away with it. I genuinely don't know how the Met Office gets away with. And they've been getting away with it for years as well. They've been getting away with it for years. But nobody ever calls them out on it, do they? Nobody ever says you're rubbish. You know, do we take an umbrella? Do we take a raincoat? Do we go shirt sleeves? You know, what do we actually do? Stop dreaming up. I know the weather is hard to predict, but they say, oh, we've got all this science stuff now, you see. We've got all this science stuff, haven't we? That can scientifically predict the weather and what it's going to do. And, you know, all these weather patterns and high pressure and low pressure and things. And they don't really know, they just make it up. It's like they've turned up at the office, gone down the boozer at lunchtime, and just decided to write it all down on the back of a fag packet, and said to one of the weathermen, here, say that on the news, say them words when you get on the news, say them words. Don't you know, do anything constructive, just say those words, say some words. You know, they'll believe you because they're mugs. I mean, you know, I haven't watched the news because I think the news is all bogus anyway. I read a report that come up in my news feed on Google this morning. Man just blatantly jumped the red light there in the left-hand lane. It come up in my news feed this morning, and it was from one of these tabloid papers that we have, you know, the ones named after a large what's the best word, a large not interstellar, not galactic, a large thing in space. And this article come up, and it was saying the snow's coming, you know, the last days are upon us, go and stock up on food. Stock up on food. That's what people need to do. They don't need to just go about their lives and consume food in the usual way. No, they need to go out and they need to stock up on food and medicines and things, because that's what we do in the snow. No, just carry on as normal. I mean, apparently it snowed here last night. I mean, I know the light isn't very good at the moment because the sun is directly behind me. It's nice to have the sun on your back though, but there's no snow. It didn't oh, people, oh, it snowed last night, didn't it? Where did it snow? I can't see any snow. I mean, some of the grass is white, but you could get that from a heavy frost, you know. But no, the last days of the apocalypse are coming. You know, it's going to snow, because it's never snowed in the UK before, ever. It's never ever snowed before. You know, we as people, as humans, we've never seen snow. British people don't know what it is. You see these white flakes of something falling from the sky, and we're like, oh, wonder what that could be. You know, go and consult the shaman and see if they can shed any light on this mysterious event. You know, telling people to go out and stock up on things is just ridiculous advice. Even from one of our Mickey Mouse tabloid newspapers, that's awful advice. We should all be prepared for certain things anyway. I mean, you should always have certain things in reserve as part of a normal way of living. You should have batteries, you should have a couple of torches, you should have a couple of candles, because there's going to be power cuts. There's going to be there might be, there's going to be power cuts. Mobile phone service will cease. You know, the normal way of life will cease. Well, no, you should be prepared for certain things anyway. You should always have some bits and pieces indoors as a very basic sort of, you know, kit to keep it. If the power, I mean, if there's workmen doing roadworks down your road, and God forbid they should accidentally cut through a power cable, why are we still sitting here? Why? Just get on with it, mate. What are you doing? I think I'll just stop for no reason, even though I'm turning over there. I mean, it does happen where workmen will cut through, use their digger, and they'll cut through power cables and stuff. It's not unheard of. So you should always have candles and things anyway, the basics to get you by for the night while they fix the power cable. I mean, you should always have some water indoors as well, just in case for whatever reason they have to in case they're digging the road up and they puncture the water main. That's just your basics. That's your basic of things you should be keeping indoors. You should always have some stuff indoors, enough to get you through a few days of snow. That's the bare minimum. Anybody that doesn't have candles and matches and things in their house, you know, needs to wake up. You know, just the basics of having a house. You know, you wouldn't have a house and not have a cooker. Oh, well, yeah, you know, I haven't got a cooker. I've got nothing to cook on. That's the basics, isn't it? You know, you should always have just basics, not just rush out now because the weather forecast that they've drawn up on the back of a fag packet down the old Frog and Ratchet or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Don't just worry about it when the time comes. You need to be prepared all the time. Always have some stuff. But that's the way it works in this country, I'm afraid. That is there's just the way the mindset is in the UK. You know, not be prepared anyway. Looks like a sleety shower is just starting now. So yeah. Oh, you know, if only my vehicle had wipers, maybe I should go out and buy some windscreen wipers now, because it might snow. You should have them all the time, mate. It's basics. So be prepared in your house anyway. That's my advice. Always be prepared. You know, have some rechargeable batteries, a couple of torches and things, some candles, the basics, some blankets and things, just in case, because you never do know what's going to go on. It may not snow, but you just don't know what's going to happen from outside forces, other people, you know, a car accident or something, anything. It can be, you know, any random event. You should have the basics, not just because the sky looks like it's cloudy and the weathermen say it might rain or it could rain, or maybe possibly it might maybe kind of rain, but we don't really know, you know. So, but yeah, that's just my view from the cab about the weather and the forecasts and things. It's all made up anyway, you know. And then when you call them out, oh well, yeah, we only said it could be, it might be foggy, or it could get really warm, but of course it didn't, because in the UK it's only ever raining anyway. It's always raining and cloudy. So so there you go. That's another view from the cab in this driving vlog on this miserable Wednesday afternoon. So until next time, bye bye for now.